gorgeous. How are you ladies doing this morning? I hope you're all doing fabulous. If this is your very first time here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Michelle Daff, and if you're returning, welcome back and Happy New Year. This is my first video of 2021, and I just want to say Happy New Year. I hope all of you have a new year that's filled with blessings and prosperity and femininity. You are here today for another session in Feminine Rehab. And in today's session, we are going to discuss the power of fragrance. We're going to talk about perfume and 3 feminine scents that every woman can have in their wardrobe. Now, everyone has their thing. For some of us, it's shoes, makeup, clothes, hairstyles. For me, it's fragrance. Fragrance is my favorite thing under the sun to discuss, but I don't want this video to be too long. So we're just going to talk about some things today, but I'll be doing many more fragrance videos in the future. So make sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Sit back, relax, grab something to drink, grab something to write with, and let's talk about this. As a feminine woman, when you wear fragrance, it's your signature that's walking along with you. When you have on your beautiful outfit and your cute little hairstyle and your nails are done and you spray some fragrance on, it can just change your whole mood and your whole atmosphere. Fragrance is so important, not just the fragrance that you're wearing on your body, but the fragrance in your room, the fragrance in your car, in your office. It just kind of puts you in a different place. Now, every woman has how they wear their fragrances. For some of us, we wear it like seasonally. We have a summer fragrance, we have a winter fragrance, a fall fragrance. Maybe our summer fragrance is more bright and floral and fruity, and our fall fragrance is more musty. It's more musky or a little bit more like sweet and gourmand. So you might change it based on the season. Some of us change it just based on where we're going. So let's say you're going to a party. You may have a fragrance that's a little bit more strong, a little bit more bold because you want people to smell it. You're like at a concert and there's a lot of people and you want to be smelled. So you might wear something a lot more intense. For some of us, we change our fragrance just based on our mood. So depending on the day, depending on the moment, we may pick a different fragrance, and that kind of just goes with however we're feeling that day or whatever we're wearing that day. Whatever we have on, let's say you're going on a date and you have on a little black dress, you may want to wear something that matches that little black dress so that it all kind of just complements each other. And sometimes you'll have a fragrance based on a place you're going. So some of us will purchase a fragrance when we're going on vacation. If you're going to go to the islands, you might pick out something that kind of gives you an island fruity vibe so that your whole experience is connected. Or say you're getting married, a lot of brides will have a wedding day fragrance and all of the different places that people are gonna be. So that way, after the wedding, when they smell that scent, it just takes them back to that memory, back to that special day in their lives. So fragrances all have a different purpose based on who you are. And some of us just have a signature fragrance. We don't have different fragrances for different days or different seasons. We have one fragrance that we wear, and some of us wear it our entire lives. It's a fragrance that just goes with us. It's our actual signature. It's our signature fragrance. It embodies who we are, our personality, and how we want to be received. So depending on who you are will determine how you use fragrance, what types of fragrance you're more drawn to, and how often you use fragrance. So I recommend that every feminine woman has a fragrance in their arsenal that'll kind of be like your theme music when you're walking down the street and when you're walking through your life. So let me know in the comments below, do you have a signature scent? Do you wear fragrances based on seasons, based on where you're going? Let us know in the comments. And in the meantime, I want to share with you your feminine sponsor for today's session, and they're called Scentbird. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to shop from over 600 brands. It is a flexible service, so you can skip any month without penalties. They were so kind to send me all these different fragrances, And they come in these beautiful velvet cases, and you just kind of take out the fragrance that's already in a vial. And the vials are in these gorgeous, beautiful feminine colors. You just sort of take out the fragrance and you can see on the side of it what the fragrance is so you don't get confused. But they're great because they're also travel friendly. And with each fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply. So you can try out fragrances before committing to an entire bottle. My favorite fragrance that was sent to me is called Toy 2, and it's by Moschino. It's a light, fruity, feminine scent that's perfect for the daytime. And with your order, you'll also get a sheet that gives you the whole scent profile and details of the ingredients. They sent me another lovely fragrance from Veronique Gabai, and this fragrance is translated to Memories from Tunisia. It's a fresh, sweet, feminine fragrance with notes of vanilla and orange blossom. Beautiful for summer mornings. So make sure to click the link below and use my code Michelle30 for 30% off. That's just $10 for your first month. And download their iOS Android app. It's so convenient and easy to use. Thank you so much, Scentbird, for sponsoring this session of Feminine Rehab for all of these beautiful feminine ladies. Let me first start off by saying thank you to each and every one of you wonderful ladies who watches my videos. I appreciate and love you all so much. I love all of your kind words and your encouragement and how much you've been growing and changing from watching my content. I'm so thankful that God has allowed me to bring this to you to help to shape and change your lives. I also want to let you know that the people that I originally created this content for are women who didn't have any guidance growing up in terms of learning about their femininity. So women who grew up in single parent homes, women who had mothers who were more masculine, or mothers who were mentally ill and weren't able to guide them, mothers who worked a whole lot. Maybe they came from immigrant families and their parents didn't prioritize teaching about femininity and womanhood, and women who grew up in poverty or were incarcerated and kind of had to roughen and toughen up and are returning back to their femininity. That is who my content is originally purposed for, although it is for every woman. So if you're learning these things and all of this is kind of new to you, I don't want you to be hard on yourself. Just know that you're here now. This is the time, and I'm just happy that you're here to learn all of this, and I hope that it helps you in your life. So I want to talk more about fragrance in terms of what's out there. If you're going into a store and you're kind of just like, whoa, there's a lot. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to buy. I want to just kind of talk about what's out there. So in terms of fragrance, when you purchase a fragrance, it's going to have something written on it, and it'll tell you a little bit about what that fragrance is. So most fragrances will be an eau de parfum or an eau de toilette. Now, I know I'm mispronouncing it because they are French words and I do not know how to speak French, so bear with me. The toilettes are typically less in terms of the perfume oil, the concentration of it. So they're a little bit lighter in terms of how long they last on you versus the parfums that are a lot stronger usually and last longer, and typically are a little bit more expensive because they have a higher concentration of fragrance. So just be aware that they're both out there, and you may have the same exact fragrance, but in a toilette and in a parfum, and you can decide which one is best for you. And then we have fragrances that are more like body sprays that are typically worn by like teenagers or those who are just kind of starting to wear fragrance and get used to having a scent on them. And you can kind of use body sprays for when you just want a little bit of fragrance. You don't want a whole lot. You just want something to kind of set the mood for the day, but just die down by the time you get in your car. And that's when I would recommend using a body spray. And then we also have fragrance oils. They're actual oils that you rub all over your body, but they have a strong scent to them, or they have some scent to them. And it's really nice for those of you who maybe want to wear fragrance to bed, or maybe you're just kind of going to the beach or somewhere and you just want to have your skin shining, but you want to smell good. You can use a fragrance oil, or you can even layer with a fragrance oil. You can add fragrance on top of the oil just to make your fragrance last longer. This is one of my favorites. It's from R.E.H.A.B, and it's a beautiful feminine fragrance. It's very strong and long lasting, but I love it. It's travel friendly and it smells really good. And then we have other forms of fragrance like fragrance powders, where you can just kind of use a puffball and powder yourself up. Sometimes they have glitter and stuff in it. And there are also fragrance hairsprays, so perfume hairsprays that you can spray into your hair, and your hair will kind of carry that fragrance as you walk by. So these are just the kind of categories that you can look for if you're experimenting with different fragrances. And you also want to be aware of 2 fragrance terms that you want to think about when you're purchasing a fragrance, and they are the projection and the sillage. The projection is how far the perfume pushes out. So when you buy a fragrance, normally you want people to smell it, right? I know some people don't want it to be too strong, but you want to smell it, you want other people to smell it. So that's why you want to think about the projection, because it's how far the perfume pushes out. Depending on how strong it is and how much projection it has, it could die down right away. Like, you could spray it, it smells really strong initially, and then like in 20 minutes, it's completely gone. You want to be aware of that, and you can do things to make it last longer, like add lotion underneath, add oils underneath, just so it can last a little bit longer, and spray it on your pulse points, the points of your body that kind of get really warm, so that that warmness, that heat that your body is producing can project it out a little further. And I have pictures of different pulse points on my Instagram page, A Feminine Impression, so you can look on there to see where you should be spraying your fragrances. And then you also want to consider the sillage of the fragrance. And very similarly, that's how the fragrance smells in terms of the trail that it leaves behind. So if you walk out of a room, or if you walk past someone, you want them to be able to smell it. And it kind of leaves this like beautiful trail as you're walking by. So you want to just think about both of those things. To me, they're very similar, but it's something that you want to consider in terms of the fragrance when you're buying it. As a feminine woman, I want you to keep in mind that most of us have 5 senses. We have what we see, we have what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, and what we touch. And they all impact the experience that we have in life and with people. So when you wear fragrance, you're adding another layer of a way a person can experience you. Think about going into a coffee shop for my coffee lovers. When you walk into a coffee shop, you're coming there to purchase coffee or tea. But when you walk in, part of that lovely experience is smelling the coffee beans roasting. It gives you that warm feeling on the inside, and it mentally prepares your palate for buying your drink, right? So when you're just smelling it, you're thinking about how good your drink is gonna taste. And the same thing goes for you. Your fragrance is not necessary, but it adds an added touch for the experience of you. It changes the way that people interact with you because they're drawn to you. They're having a sensory experience with you. So as a feminine woman, when you're walking down the street and you have on your nice clothes, your nails are done, you're walking with good posture, you're smiling, you're being polite and kind to people, and you smell good, you're having a sensory experience with someone. They're experiencing you in a very intense way because everything is put together for that sensory experience. So perfume is very powerful. It draws people in even without you saying anything. And that does mean something. Now, when you're on the hunt for a new fragrance and you're thinking about what you want to purchase, it's good to consider what goes best with your body chemistry, what smells good on you. Don't put so much focus on the fragrances that are the most popular or the fragrances that are made by a big label. I know it's nice to be able to have a fragrance from like a designer brand. If they make designer bags and designer clothes, you may want the designer perfume because it's more affordable than, say, the bag, right? It gives you that hint of luxury without the bag price tag. But just because it's a big brand, it does not mean it's gonna smell good. It doesn't mean it's gonna be well formulated, and it doesn't mean it's gonna smell good on you. Perfume is really personal and it has to be curated for you. So when you're looking for a perfume and you go into a store, they might say, oh, so do you like more of the oriental, the woodsy, the floral? And you might be like, what is all of that, right? There are different categories in fragrance. So you're going to need to know what smells best on you or what you're more drawn to. So if you like more woodsy or more musky or more gourmand or more oriental or floral, you kind of need to know where to start in that sense, and it'll help guide you to picking a fragrance that works best for you. And the final thing that you want to consider are the notes in a fragrance. Usually fragrances have 3 layers. They'll have that top note, the middle note, and the base note. And those will be from those different categories. Maybe the top note's more floral, and then it dies down to more of a musk. Or maybe the top note is more woodsy and it dies down into more of a floral. So a lot of times it'll be more complicated than just one particular category, but whatever the base notes are probably going to be what it smells most like. So I know it sounds like a lot of stuff, I know, but if you want to curate scents that work the best with you, then it is important to consider all these things and just to have information and knowledge. Whether or not you use it, it's good to have it. So now let's talk about 3 feminine scents that most women do have in their arsenal. And I encourage you as a feminine woman to consider these 3 categories in terms of feminine fragrance. So the 3 we'll discuss in the video today are rose, vanilla, and oud. Start off with a rose. Who wouldn't want to smell like a beautiful bouquet of pink or white or red roses? Rose is a very beautiful feminine scent, and depending on how it's formulated will determine how it smells. Some of us don't want to smell literally like roses, but we want to have rose mixed into whatever category, whether it be floral or woodsy or musky, and kind of give off a floral aroma. Now, I like wearing rose scents because I like the fact that they're earthy and they're sweet. My personal favorite rose scent is called Isola Rosa. And I've already talked about this in my last fragrance video. This fragrance is such a delight. It's rose mixed with lots of other beautiful scents, and it just carries me away every time I wear it. So definitely check out that video if you want to learn more about this one. But I'll share some of my other favorite rose scents. One of them is from a brand called Byredo, and it's called Rose of No Man's Land. It's very luxurious, it's sweet, and it's mixed with lots of other scents to make it a little bit more bright. It has pink pepper, Turkish rose petals, raspberry blossom, Turkish rose absolute, papyrus, and white amber. It smells like a beautiful feminine princess, and it just feels very luxurious when you're wearing it. Another great rose scent, and it's called A la Rose Eau de Parfum. This particular scent is very fruity and floral and very luxurious. It melts right into your skin. It just smells like it's exuding from you. It's a little bit more on the pricey side because it is a luxury brand. The notes in this one are Damascus rose from Bulgaria, Centrifolia rose. It has bergamot, orange, violet, magnolia blossom, cedarwood, and musk. Now this one is a little bit more on the high end in terms of price point, but it is well worth it. It smells very good. It has a good amount of projection, and I love the way I smell when I wear this. I just feel so feminine and elegant. And the last rose scent that I want to share with you is called Acqua di Parma Rosa Nobile. And it has mandarin, musk, violet, rose absolute, peony, lily of the valley, and it's a beautiful rose scent. It's not overpowering. It's very classy. It's something that you could definitely wear every day, but more so to like brunch or to like a nice business meeting because it's not too much, but it's definitely very feminine. And I love, love, love this entire line. They have great fragrances. So definitely have a look if you're interested. I've tried other rose scents on the market, like from Diptyque, from Jo Malone, and there are lots of other good ones. So I will definitely be coming back and making more videos on all of these different categories, but this is a really good place to start. In the meantime, let me know what your favorite rose scent is. Leave a comment below. Let us know which brand it's from and why you like it. Now let's talk about vanilla. Vanilla. I love vanilla. Vanilla is my favorite fragrance of them all. Ever since I was a little girl, about 8 years old, I would go to the drugstore and I would spray this fragrance called Vanilla Fields, and I begged my mom to buy it for me, and she did, and I loved it. I mean, I would drown myself in it. It was so good, and I was so young, but I've always been attracted to fragrance. I don't know why, but since I was a little girl, I've always loved fragrance, and vanilla has always been my favorite. Now, vanilla is hit or miss. A lot of people say they don't like vanilla because it smells like too sweet or too funny or yucky. And that's because a lot of vanillas are not pure vanilla, or they're not authentic vanilla, because vanilla is very expensive, like the actual authentic kind. So I would encourage you to look for vanillas that are more authentic and are formulated maybe with other really nice ingredients so that the vanilla is a little bit muted but still kind of comes out. Vanilla is very warm, it's very feminine, and men love vanilla. Men are so attracted to vanilla scents when women wear it. So if you're going on a date, or if you want your husband to kind of come a little closer to you, then definitely wear vanilla fragrances and you'll notice that they're very attracted to that. So I'm just going to share 3 of my current favorite vanillas. And again, I'll come back later and share more. One of my absolute favorite vanilla scents is from Tom Ford, and it's called Metallique. It's a beautiful, opulent, warm, and seductive smell. Wonderful for a late night event or a date night. I love the way it dies down and just melts into your skin. Even though it's a darker vanilla scent, it falls into the floral category. It has pink peppercorn, heliotrope, and balsam. It's a very smooth and addictive scent. I absolutely love this fragrance. I get tons of compliments when I wear it, and it really just blends into my body. Tom Ford does have another vanilla scent called Tobacco Vanilla that's very popular, and it's a mixture of vanilla with tobacco leaves, and I do like that one, but it's a little bit more on the masculine side for me. Like, it's a lot deeper, richer, fuller, and just a little bit more intense. So I would prefer this one over that. Another vanilla that I love is from the brand Armani, and Armani has a special luxury line for fragrance that you should definitely look at because they are beautiful, and it's called Blue Turquoise. The bottle itself is absolutely stunning. This one falls within the woodsy floral category of vanilla, so it's not fully floral. It does have a little kick to it. It's a mixture of incense and salted vanilla, so you're gonna kind of get the idea, right? Incense has a little bit more of that like soft, smoky scent with the vanilla added to it. It's very unique. It's strong and it's addictive. So you'll put it on and it'll have like a very intense smell, and it'll die down and smell like more of the incense. And the last vanilla I want to share with you is from the brand Mancera, and it's called Roses Vanilla. It's one of my favorite scents to wear. I get so many compliments from men when I wear this scent. It is so addictive and complicated. It has the rose and the vanilla together, so like super feminine, but it's really unique. This fragrance has lemon, cedarwood, white musk, vanilla, and Turkish rose. So I would definitely recommend this one to every single person because every time I wear it, I get nothing but compliments. It's so good. So those are my favorite vanillas. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite vanilla fragrance? We want to know. And last but certainly not least is another beautiful feminine fragrance that's more on the darker side in terms of intensity and in terms of the feeling you're gonna get when you wear it, and it's called oud. And oud is a fragrance that comes from a wood. It's very, very, very expensive to have pure oud. It is one of the most expensive woods in the world, and it's found in Southeast Asia, India, and the Middle East. And some call it liquid gold because the oil is priced so high that it sometimes even compares to the price of gold. And when you look back at history, it's usually worn by kings and very prominent and important people. But it's also very mysterious and feminine and seductive. So there's different kinds of oud, of course, just like anything else, depending on which category it's in and what it's mixed with, it can give you a very different scent profile, but it's very feminine in a very kind of grown woman sense. It is one of those scents that you kind of have to get used to. I know when I was trying out lots of different ouds, some of them no way, like I could not stand the scent, and others were very pleasant. So oud to me is a very hit or miss, and you really do want to know what you're purchasing if you're spending a lot of money on it. But when you get it right, you get it right. So today I only have one oud to share with you because, like I said, for me, it's very hit or miss, and most of them I have not liked. But then, I found this one and it is so beautiful. The compliments are out of this world because it's just so sexy and seductive, and it draws people in without them even wanting to be drawn in. This is a perfect like date night scent or something to wear around your man, because I think just every day it's a little bit too much. So this one is from Mason Francis and it's called Oud Satin Mood. There are two, so don't get them confused. There's Silk Mood and there's Satin Mood. This one is Satin Mood. Even the bottle is absolutely gorgeous. This fragrance is pure seduction. It has oud, rose, and vanilla. So it has all three that we just talked about. And it also has amber, geranium, and violets. It is a gorgeous, beautiful, sexy, feminine fragrance. I recommend this to everyone. Just try it out and see what it smells like on you. Just remember that as a feminine woman, you are God's daughter. He designed you with perfection and beauty. You, my dear, are fearfully and wonderfully made as a gorgeous feminine woman. And just like your Heavenly Father's Son, Jesus Christ, was gifted with beautiful, expensive perfumes as a baby, you, my dear, as God's daughter, should feel proud to leave behind a scent of beauty, elegance, and grace. So don't be ashamed to step out of your house smelling like a beautiful feminine woman created by God Himself. I love you all so, so much, and I thank each and every one of you for all of your support on my channel, all of your sweet messages and DMs and emails, all of your kind words, and all of the feedback about how much these videos are changing your lives. I am so thankful to know that God is touching you with the power of His Holy Spirit and transforming your lives to make you the beautiful, wonderful, feminine woman that He destined you to be. Be sure to check out my Instagram page, A Feminine Impression, for more feminine content, and to listen to my podcast, A Feminine Impression, for more segments on feminine beauty and lifestyle. I love each and every one of you, beautiful, wonderful ladies. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite feminine fragrance? And what have you been wearing lately? What have you been loving lately? Let us know so that we can look it up and we can check it out too. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Let Him make His face shine upon you and give you peace. Big kisses. Mwah.